The Workroom Annual Review, 2021 to 2022. Overview, reflecting on the year 2021 to 2022. April 21 to March 22 was a year of returning, restarting and reconnecting for the Workroom. As postponed projects were rescheduled and we brought forward new commitments, our ability to be agile, flexible and adapt to changing circumstances has been critical. Throughout our work, we sought to be guided by our organisational values as we navigated our way. Our organisational values are experimentation, creating space for artistic experimentation and being informed by curiosity, openness and risk-taking in how we work. Generosity, fostering a supportive creative community and bringing a similar spirit into all our partnerships and external relationships. Inclusivity, relishing our responsibility to ensure an expansive range of artists and practices are supported. Throughout the year, our membership continued to grow. The Workroom is now over 250 independent artists working in dance, movement and choreography in Scotland, providing a distinctive and grassroots leadership approach. Our work in 2021 to 2022 was across four main categories: artist residencies and research bursaries, projects in partnership with others, arts practice professional development programme and membership development, and international working. The pandemic brought our commitment to supporting a sustainable environment for independent dance artists in Scotland under a renewed focus. We've been involved in many conversations about the urgent need to rebuild and rebalance, for recovery to go hand in hand with reimagining and dismantling the systemic inequalities within dance and the performing arts. In beginning to emerge from the crisis, we wanted to pause, question our practices, and acknowledge when we contribute to instability and unhealthy and unsustainable working environments. Between June and August 2021, we held a series of small group conversations under the title What Next? A Space for Blethering and Collective Imagining. Hosted by the Workroom members, these were spaces for reflecting on experiences and exchanging ideas for the future. We were a host organisation for the Western Jerwood Creative Bursary Programme, and in partnership with Trangway, we hosted Jen Taggart in a year-long role. As part of this, we were involved in an 18-month-long organisational development programme focused on inclusion, diversity and embedding cultural change. Following this, we undertook a review and a refresh of our Equalities, Diversity and Inclusion Plan for the period 2021-2022 to 22-23. We've been deepening our understanding that protected characteristics do not exist in isolation, and in setting out our revised plan, we've sought to foreground our developing understanding of the intersectional relationship between racism, disability, gender, mental health, age and socio-economic background. We recognise the deepening climate crisis and our responsibility to consider the impact of our work on the environment. We're informed in this area of work through connecting with Creative Carbon Scotland and our membership of the Green Arts Initiative. Our approach is set out in our Environmental Action Plan. As we begin to re-engage nationally and internationally, we opt for green and slow travel options where possible. Studio residencies. Across the year, we hosted 42 weeks of supported residencies for choreographers, with 29 lead artists. One member, who was supported with a residency, reflected, "This residency gave me the freedom to do what I needed to do, in the way that I needed to do it, and that feels like such a gift. I think the Workroom is doing something so important for artists. The space is really perfect, the freedom and support you offer are a gift. This really hit home when I got your post-residency email and read you were offering to pay for a post-residency massage and providing details for mental health support." With additional financial support from the Jerwood Foundation, we ran a programme of artist research bursaries, recognising that returning to a studio practice would not be possible for some people. The awarded bursaries supported 11 artists across 10 projects with flexible remote research time to sustain and deepen their artistic practice. One artist who was awarded a research bursary shared, "I feel like the Artist Research Bursary seeded many ideas that will grow and gather momentum over a long period. It offered me much needed time and space to reset and readjust and reseed." We supported 2 residencies for choreographers and collaborators at Cove Park, and supported a further 2 artists to undertake time-away residencies in Nethy Bridge, hosted by dance artist and member Robbie Singh. A time-away artist reflected, "The workroom has given me the time and space and funding to be what I am, an artist. As a disabled and chronically ill person, this pandemic has been particularly trying, and carving out space to practice my art when survival is at the top of the list of priorities has been noticeably harder. Being offered the space, time and funding to escape to this gorgeous wee village was a timely reminder that I exist in a world other than the isolated world of being a sick person in a global pandemic." Partnership projects. We continued projects in collaboration with organisations to create new opportunities for members, including work with Barrowland Ballet, Chisenhale Dance Space, City Moves Dance Agency, Dance North Scotland, Imaginate, Merchant City Festival, Present Futures and Stammer Productions, Project X, Scottish Dance Theatre, Scottish Graduate School of Arts and Humanities, and Tramway. We delivered 3 moving out commissions in partnership with Tramway, Dance North Scotland and City Moves Dance Agency. Reflecting on their experience, a commissioned artist said, "Lockdown meant that the project ran for a lot longer than planned, and I got to visit the site numerous times over 8 months. I definitely enjoyed working at a slower pace and having an extended period of research. Both these things have continued to inform how I work with choreography, making a genuine connection to a site and landscape." Another moving out commissioned artist reflected, "Working outdoors in public spaces allows people to witness and experience the work as it's being made, and this can make space for interaction and conversation to happen between artists and audiences. Carrying out this project in my local community has made me realise the importance of the personal connections that I already have here. People came along to the events despite not knowing exactly what they were going to be." In partnership with Scottish Dance Theatre, we brought together freelance dance artists from the Workroom membership and company dancers from Scottish Dance Theatre for In Pairs. One artist who took part shared that In Pairs allowed for freelance dance artists from all across Scotland to feel connected. It gave purpose to my year professionally and made me feel connected to dance again. I loved being part of the project and making new friends and speaking to new people. It was a joy to speak to people about dance and movement. Arts Practice. Our Arts Practice programme is a place for discussion, advice, support and guidance. Having taken this work online in 2020, we continued adapting with a mix of online and in-person events, exploring new channels of support in response to the issues artists continued to face during the pandemic. Reconnecting with practice was a theme in these, including in September 2021, Back to Your Dancing Body, an intensive led by and for dancers to reconnect with their bodies and work in the studio together after so long being at home. In January 2022, Beginning Again, Hand, Head, Heart, in collaboration with Curious Seed, a workshop for dance artists to delve into their creative movement practice and develop new approaches in a playful and structured space. In March 2022, Focus on South Asian Dance, in partnership with Academy, a professional development day for dance artists working in South Asian dance styles and techniques to share, practice and build connections. On Beginning Again, one member said, "Chris and her collaborators created an intimate, nourishing yet wild space which accommodated a variety of expressions to soar out of our bodies and manifest however they wanted to. I feel like this workshop was special and a wonderful way to start a new year when, in general, it's a slow and groggy time." A participant of Back to Your Dancing Body reflected, Being back in the studio, training, moving and chatting with other dancers was exactly what I needed. I came away feeling energised, inspired and reconnected to my body, mind and community. Another member who participated in Back to Your Dancing Body said, "The intensive did exactly what I needed it to do. Get me back in my body amongst lovely, supportive colleagues and challenge me to observe and respect the body I have now, not the one I had before lockdown." International working. We remained committed to bringing an international perspective to our work and seeking to be a meeting point for local and international artists to nurture the development of new ideas. Our work in this area enabled us to support independent dance artists to develop international connections and has been funded by British Council Scotland, Creative Scotland and the Goethe Institute. That year, our international projects included Meeting Points, our collaboration with Tanzbüro München, bringing together dance artists from Scotland and Munich for creative encounters in each city, focusing on sharing practice and peer exchange. In March 2022, we hosted the Stretch Lab with the Kethia Network, bringing together artists with an established community dance practice from Iceland, Norway, Sweden, Latvia, Lithuania, Denmark, Slovenia, Estonia, Finland and Scotland. The lab was facilitated by Janice Parker and Nadia Ifka and was a space for sharing practice, creative collaboration and enabling connections, delving into themes of dance as a community practice and sustainability, both human and environmental. We're also a partner in Crowd, a project instigated by the Goethe Institute for International Dance Exchange and a collaborative network of dance organisations. Finance. The workroom's income in the year 2021 to 2022 was £245,787. We received £155,000 in regular funding from Creative Scotland and raised £90,787 from other sources. Since April 2015, the workroom has been a regularly funded organisation of Creative Scotland, which provides a secure funding base. We are gifted our studio by Glasgow Life and supported with office space in kind at Tramway. This relationship is vital to the achievements of the workroom and continues to be the key to our success. In the year 2021 to 2022, the workroom's total expenditure was £258,628. In March 2021, the Board of Trustees agreed to allocate £18,000 from surplus at the end of 2020 to 2021 towards a strategic fund to be utilised the following year, 21-22, towards two areas of work: a programme of artist research bursaries and organisational development to support the organisation in recalibrating after the COVID-19 disruption and planning for the future. Additionally, £6,481 is allocated to the Beyond Fund. This is a restricted fund made up of individual donations and membership fees. It will be used to seed fund artist-led projects aiming to take dance beyond the studio to connect more people to dance, while also fostering collaboration and artistic community within the workroom membership. The workroom is committed to having an amount equivalent to at least 3 months' running costs held as a reserve. At the year end, on the 31st of March 2021, our unrestricted reserves sit at £78,241. Leadership and governance. In March 2021, we began an open recruitment process for some new trustees that sought to centre our commitment for the board to better reflect the diversity of the wider membership, with the expectation that new board trustees will come from both within the artist membership and external to this. Through this process, we welcomed 4 new trustees onto the board: Catherine Spence, Jessie Paul, Sam Vaherleto and Chinyata Gabasso in November 2021. For the year 2021 to 2022, the workroom's board were Chinyata Gabasso, Emma Jane Park, Helen McIntosh, Jessie Paul, Joy Parkinson, Catherine Spence, Michael Bachman, Safi Setoi, Sam Vaherleto and Mike Lewis. The workroom staff team were Anita Clark, the workroom's director, Sarah Johnson, the workroom's general manager, and Jen Taggart, the Western Jerwood Creative Bursary Associate Dance Artist. That year, the workroom also worked with Jade Adamson and Laura Fisher in a freelance capacity. The workroom was supported in 2021 to 2022 by Creative Scotland, Jerwood Arts, Glasgow Life, Goethe Institute, British Council, Western Jerwood Creative Bursary, and Glasgow Life Arts Development Fund.